I filmed this little Mad Hatter gothic type tee look. It's kind of, if you change the look, I think it'd be more wearable, but I would wear it, so keep watching to see how I did this. Today we're going to be starting out with using the Wet n Wild face primer. This is just their mattifying pore filling primer, and I'm just going to take about a pea-size amount. I'm going to dab this on my face in the areas that I need help, and I'm just going to gently rub it in, and then generally just in the T-zone area, places I have pores, and then once that's rubbed in, just kind of like lightly pat it into the skin. And then we're going to go in with the Wet n Wild Dewy Luminous Face Primer, and this just kind of gives it a nice glow, and it's very tacky primer, so it makes it last longer. And I'm just going to apply this straight to my face, and that was a lot. And same technique, just rub it in all over your face. And like, I generally try to concentrate it more on the places I want it to be highlighted, because, you know, I don't want my whole face to look like I got hit with a highlighter. So once that's rubbed in, just the same thing, pat it in. And this one's going to be tacky, so it's a good thing. It helps your makeup stay in place. And for foundation today, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus in Nude Ivory, which is their light neutral shade. So I'm just going to give it a little shake, and we're gonna get started with this. And I just apply like a little bit here, and then some here, just basically all over my face. And this is a really great foundation. It's my go-to, tried and true. It just never lets me down. They always have my shade in stock. The problem is nobody ever has my shade. I'm just going to be taking my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge and blending that out. Since we are going for more of a wearable but still fun look today, I'm not going to go full coverage on this. That's the great thing about this foundation, is you can build it up from like a natural coverage to like a full, not like full coverage, but you can build it up pretty thick. It's really nice. And it's very versatile. And just make sure you blend that down your neck as well. Don't want any makeup lines. And the only thing I have to say about this foundation that's like kind of a bad thing, as long as you don't mind smell, is it does take a minute to set. It's not like a bad thing, just make sure you blend it out, because once it sets, it's not going anywhere. Nice thing about this too, it has such a nice like coverage in the eye area especially. I don't know if that's just me, but I have darker circles, and I don't wear concealer just because it's too much, I feel like. But I don't need to wear concealer. I mean, if I wanted to really like brighten it, but I don't. It's very nice. So once you've got that all blended in, make sure you get your eyelids as well. I'm gonna go in with the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder in Translucent to set and partially bake my face, just mostly setting right now. I'm just going to take some in the lid and the other side of my damp sponge and just kind of place that all over my face. Start with, and, like, make sure you really like set any oily areas you've got, because I'm gonna be putting down some more stuff on her face later. This powder is really great. The only slight downside to it is it smells like baby powder, so it's very potent, which I haven't ever really liked the scent of baby powder, but the more I use this powder, the more it grows on me. Don't know why, but it's not that bad anymore. Alright, so now that we've got that all set down, I'm going to take my e.l.f., just the powder brush from their standard collection. I'm just going to like blend in that powder, sweep away any excess, just to make sure it's a nice, even, smooth finish. What I like about this is it's also like you get a lot of product, it's not very expensive, and it works really well. So, and once that is all blended in, it's nice and set, I'm going to go in with my own blend of contour and bronzer. I just put it in an empty container I had. This is a blend of two or three different bronzers, because I have problems finding ones that actually are like the right shade for me, because they always end up looking orange, which is a very sad thing. So yeah, I'm just gonna go in with this and my Wet n Wild, I believe this is the Sculpt and Contour brush, I don't remember, just gonna like swirl around, tap the excess off, just kind of bring it in, and then up a little bit into under the temples. Make sure you blend this out. And once again, you can use like, I'll try it in like a video one day on like the exact mix I use on this when I run out, but yeah, this is like really good because it has like grayish, but not too gray undertones, but it's still kind of like warm, but not too warm. And so it's not orange, and it's not too over the top either, and it's very nice and buildable. I can get a very sharp contour, I can get a very light and natural contour. I think I'm going to go for something a little bit more in between today. Normally I go for either or, and then I'm just going to take the same brush, just going to like pinch it together a little bit, same stuff on my nose, just a tiny bit. I'm not like super heavy on the contour on my nose, just because I wear glasses, so it doesn't really matter as much. The tip is really what's important, because that's what you really see. So just kind of lightly blend that everywhere, on the sides, on the tip of the nose, just kind of like, just a tiny bit. Alright, and then I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Contour and Blush Duo in St. Lucia. Now, I don't really use the blush a lot, but the bronzer is very nice. Same brush as well. And I'm just going to lightly, very lightly tap into that, tap off the excess, and this is more of a bronzer, so you don't have to be super precise. This just warms up my face a little bit more, and make sure you blend that out. I'm going to be blending this up my temples, and a tiny bit on my forehead. Let's see, this is not like a super pigmented one, so that's the nice thing, but it can be very buildable. And then just with the excess on the brush, just go underneath and like bring it down, and then just, if you need to, blend out anything that needs to be blended out. You don't want to look like you just have a straight line. Look natural. Okay, yeah, the point of this video isn't really to be natural. Alright, and once that is all blended out, I'm sorry, I can never just, I blend things to nothing. It has to be like perfectly blended. So I'm gonna stop there because I could be blending for an eternity. And I'm going to move on to my eyebrows, and I don't do a whole lot. Let me get my eyebrow brushes. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see very well. And I'm going to be taking, for my eyebrows, the Wet n Wild All Natural 754A in Nude Awakening. I use this for my eyebrows every day. And first I'm going to brush them through with just a spoolie brush. This is just from a brush that I got off Amazon. And if you want, I can leave the link in the description. They're not the best brushes on the planet, but they, for what I paid for them and what I use them, they get the job done. So I'm just going to brush my brow hairs up and then this kind of back, I guess. I don't know. And then I'm going to take a small angle brush, also from the same collection, and I'm going to be going into the second darkest shade. It's that matte dark brown, and I'm just going to be filling my eyebrows in. So I basically just start right, like, close to the front, but not, and I just draw like a line, and it goes straight. It just kind of goes straight out, and I stop where the hair stops. And I just make that, I just kind of work that back until it's nice and straight, and then I bring this part down. Same thing on the top. And then once I get to the arch, I like to bring this out just a little bit more than it does naturally. I used to have hair there, but when I started plucking them, they just kind of stopped growing there, so that's fine by me. I mean, it makes it easier to change out my brows. So, and one of these days I'll have like an in-depth brow tutorial, because I do them a lot different ways. So once you get looking about like that, then I know it looks kind of crazy, just very lightly dip into that shade again. You're just gonna like drag it out, just start on the bottom, and drag what other shadow's already there out. If you need to get more, just kind of bring that in until you have something that looks passable. My eyebrows are never like, I don't have them Instagram brows. Oh man, honestly though, my mom and I will make so many jokes about them because they're so fake. I mean, if that's what you like, that's what you like. Personally, we don't. And I'm gonna dip into the taupe shade now, just this one, just for the very front, just to lighten it up. And just kind of blend it all together. And then, I know it's kind of dark. I generally prefer to do my brows a little bit darker. I'm going to brush it all up. I'm going to brush it down. Make sure I didn't miss any spots, because I have had that happen before. I went back and looked at pictures and it was hilarious. Alright, and once that is all blended out, there's one brow, and I will be right back with another one. Alright, and there is the other brow, and my brow's probably a little bit off. It's because this one's a little bit higher than the other one, and I am not into shading off my brows because that's probably just going to make them more thick and dark than they already are, so I'm not into that. And I don't clean up with concealer, and I don't set with like a brow gel or anything, just because I'm just not a big fan of it personally. So now is the time where I go in and I bake, because I'm going to start the eyes. So I just once again back with the same powder and sponge. I'm going to bake under my eyes, on my nose, just to bring that contour out a little bit more and help define it. And also this, if you wear glasses, you know your makeup will rub off on the sides, especially if you have like really large glasses like I do. So it is important to bake It helps make it last longer. And then I'm just going to go underneath just a little bit right here. That doesn't stay for very long though. And then any other oily areas I may need to set. And now I'm going to move on to the eyes, and I already primed the foundation, so I'm going to go straight in. And since we're doing more of a wild look, I'm definitely going to need a very good transition shade, so I'm going to go back in to, well, no, I think we'll start with this one. We're going to go back into the All Natural, and we're going to use the taupe shade, and I'm going to use my e.l.f. Blending eye brush, and it's just a domed blending brush, and I'm just going to work this into the crease just very, very lightly so that everything blends together that much better. And once you have that just kind of blended out, I'm going to go into my Hard Candy. This is the Look Pro Matte Eyeshadow Palette, and this is probably my favorite eyeshadow palette I own because it has almost every color I wear. And we're going to go into this red shade, and same brush. We're going to blend that into the crease, but a little bit lower. We're going to bring it in as well, all the way in. This is going to be it's also going to be a very drawn out look. So make sure you bring your shadows tapered out, so it's nice and brought out, because I'm not going to be doing a wing. I generally don't. I like my shadow to just be brought out. It's more messy, cringy. And then I'm also going to bring it on the outer corner a little bit just to tie it in later. This might look a little bit crazy at first. It's not going to look insane, but it will look a little bit crazy. Alright, and once you've got that nice and brought out like so, make sure the edges are nice and blended. Don't blend it too high though. And then make sure you bring it in. I'll go back into the Wet n Wild palette, and we're going to take this purpley reddish, I'm not actually sure what to call it. It's shade 7. Yes, it's shade 7. And I'm just same brush once again, and I'm just going to tap into that. This one's a very pigmented one. We're going to do the same thing we did with the other shades, just a little bit lower and a little bit less out. Still draw it out. And also on the outer corner, just bring that in. And this look originally was inspired because I recently went to a tea party and had to wear hats, so I ended up making a hat and I wore that, and this is kind of the makeup I did for that, but this is a little bit more crazy because I had to do it a little bit nicer for a more elegant tea. Alright, and once that is all nice and blended and drug out, we're going to go in with, let me think, what did I go in with? Oh, yes, sorry, I used a lot of colors for that one. We're going to take a pencil brush from the Amazon brush set that I got. It's just it's kind of like a pencil brush, it's more like tapered. And we're going to go into this purpley shade, it's right next to the red, and we're just going to pick that up and place that only on the outer corner and drag it out. This just gives it more depth and a better transition for the next color I'm going to be laying down. And I am going to bring that very, very lightly in just a neat, kind of messy line, I guess, out. And then we'll go back and blend that later because it's going to be blended with another color. And now we're going to go in with this blackish kind of shade. It's right next to the purple. And we're going to, same brush, bring that on the outer corner. And be kind of careful with this one because you can easily mess up. It's not super pigmented, but it kind of is pigmented. And bring that out. This one's going to bring this in, but not all the way. It's kind of like that. Alright, and now I'm going to take my e.l.f. I have to find, this is probably my favorite. This is just e.l.f. blending brush. I think it's the Pro. These are the ones that are a little bit more expensive. And then I'm just going to blend the edges out, just so it's nice and not too messy, but still kind of messy. Alright, and I think that's about as good as it's going to get. We're going to go back in with the red and this brush. Just going to bring that on the edges a little bit to help blend it out, bring that red back in a bit more. You don't have to do it so much on the bottom, but kind of run it over the black as well. Alright, and once that's blended to your liking, just take a tiny bit of orange, just a tiny bit, just to taper out that red. It's just to blend it. Alright, and once you have that, then you're going to go in with this, now we're going to change brushes. I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. It's just a smudger brush, it's like $1 or something. And we're going to go in the shades the same order, except we're going to skip the taupe. We're just going to go straight into the red. Just going to dip the tip in it, smudge it underneath. And you're going to want to connect it with your drawn out. Bring it in almost all the way, but not quite. Alright, and then you're going to take the purple. Same thing, not quite as low down. bring it up, and then black. And keep it pretty close to the waterline, but where you can still see all the other colors you put down. And just blend it up in. Go back to our Elf Pro one, or whatever. I will leave in the description what it's called if I can remember. And just kind of like smudge it out more, blend it out more. Alright, and then we're going to take our, this is NYX Liquid Crystal. This is the body liner, but I really like to use it for my eyes, and this is in the shade Crystal Gunmetal. Alright, and we're just going to kind of lay that in the extra area right here. We're just going to paint that on in the areas where there is no shadow. So it's kind of like a halo effect almost, but not quite. It's more of a, it's kind of like a mix between a smoky eye and a halo eye. And then just keep it uniform to where you don't have the shadow, and then kind of bring it out just a teeny bit. And then once you have this on, it's going to take a second to dry, but that's it for this eye. And then we'll put mascara on later. I never put that on until after I do my setting spray, so I will be right back with the other eye. Alright, and we're back with the other eye, and I went ahead and dusted off all the powder, and I put a white eyeliner in my waterline. I just used the NYC, and it's just their white liner. I just went ahead and did that so it's more, I don't know, open, but still very nice and dark. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight my face, because highlighter is very important. I'm going to take the Wet n Wild Mega Glow and Gimme, but I lost the sticker that said what shade this is. It's just a pinky one, the very light pink one, so I'm just going to take my brush and kind of dip it in there, and then just place that on my cheeks, and on the side of my face. And what I usually end up doing, because it's never bright enough for me, is I just take my finger, run it along in a very small area, then blend it out with my brush, because I don't know why, I just always do that. Works wonders for me. And I really like this because it's a buildable one too. You can make it insanely pigmented and bright, or you can keep it more sheer. So I'm going to just take my finger again, just a little bit on my nose. I always say just a little bit, but I usually end up putting way too much, and it look like extremely shiny. A little bit on the cupid's bow. And then I'm going to take this as my brow bone highlight as well, because it's very pretty. And then also inner corner. Same brush, just to blend it out, because who cares? Alright. Now that that is all blended out, and I just wiped that on my pants. Alright, and I'm going to just go over everything with my brush one final time, make sure everything is blended and nice. And then I'm going to take my NYX Matte Finishing Spray, and I'm just going to shake it and then spray it all over my face, and then fan it to dry it. And once this is dry, I'll be right back. Alright, and we are dry, so now it is time for mascara. For the top lashes, I'll be using the Wet n Wild Mega Volume Mascara, and this is just the cheaper one. I'm not one to spend a lot of money on mascaras or anything really unless I love it, but this mascara is amazing. I just wish they made it in different colors. Like, I know they make different color mascaras now, but this particular, like, formula for this volumizing is, it's really great. I'd love to have some fun colored ones of this. I haven't tried the colored ones. Let me know if you guys want me to try those. I'd be more than happy to. I have one of their colored eyeliners, and that is pretty good. I haven't actually really used it in a look yet. I'm just gonna try it on word around the house, but I need to do a look. But it's purple, so I have to get like everything I need. It's gonna be like a purpley look. So let's get on. And then for the bottom lashes, I use the Mega Wear mascara. It's the vitamin E infused one, I believe. So I'm gonna put this on, and then I'll be right back because I can't talk and put mascara on. Alright, mascara's on, and now to the lips. I'm gonna start by taking a NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in the shade Sandstorm, I think. Yes, and I'm just going to line my lips. This isn't actually the color of lipstick we're using, but I just need a lip liner, and it doesn't really matter what color it is, so just need it. Now we're going to be taking the Rimmel London Stay Matte Liquid Lip in, I believe this is the shade Rosetto. It's the gray one. So I figured this would be kind of crazy, but still go with it, so I'm going to put this on, and I'll be right back. Alright, lipstick's on. I'm just waiting for this to dry, and I know this is kind of crazy. I know I said it was going to be like kind of a wearable look, but I decided to wear this color, which I would wear this on a normal day. I don't know if anyone else would, but personally I would. And it's kind of like gothic Mad Hatter style, so of course it's going to be crazy. So I think this is about dry, so I'm just going to go ahead and like blot it. It's a very nice color, so I'm going to go ahead and take my red shadow, just a tiny bit on my finger, and see how this works. It's not really showing up very well. Just kind of tapping it over, I guess you could say, to make it look a little bit more. Like it goes with my look more. Because my hat is, obviously it's a little bit, it has some gray in it. Not a whole lot. But there's the lips. They look more black than they did before, but that is alright. Alright, and now I'm just going to take my hair down and put on my hat and transform into a Mad Hatter type deal, I guess. And there you have it. A very merry unbirthday kind of look. And I will be putting on a video on how I make these hats as well. And if you guys want me to do any more themed looks, be sure and let me know. Comment, like, and subscribe. See you guys next time. Bye!